Hello, it is so good to see you and you. And here we are, uncomfortably close to the camera, and I'm so sorry about that. It's because I forgot my microphone, but I still really wanted to record this video because guess what? I've got gas. Oh yeah. No, sorry, it's not what you're thinking. That was rude and not that funny. I've got gear acquisition syndrome. Do you? And roll credits. And we're back from the credits, and yeah, it could be one of those crazy days where if you've got gas and I've got gas, we may well meet at a camera store and buy ourselves a new lens. And that's why I'm talking about this today. Do you have gas by any chance? Are you going to buy something that you don't really need? Well, I think that's something that you and I should talk about because our significant others might be a little distressed by our gas. Late at night, we're talking about it. Early in the morning, we're talking about it. I need a new this, I need a new that. We're going to look at the internet. Okay, so let's read what they say here, and this is a wiktionary. That's a hard word to say. Wiktionary. That's a hard word to say, isn't it? Wiktionary. Anyway, let's go back to it. Gear acquisition syndrome, otherwise known as GAS, a tendency to purchase more equipment than justified by usage and/or price. It's a serious thing, this gas, isn't it? And the reason that I decided to make this video is because I too had a case of gas just recently, and it was a little disturbing for all around me. As you would know, the Nikon 70-200 2.8S Z mount lens is coming soon. And at the time, a local retailer had the lens at 20% off. And that made me pretty excited and was enough of a reason to go, I've got to go buy it. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'll get the money from somewhere, but I've got to buy it. And just as I was about to pull the trigger, I thought to myself, hold it a second. I've got Nikon's latest F-mount, 70-200 2.8 LED. It's doing the job great. So why would I buy this? I don't really need it, and it's a lot of money. So I decided to hold off. So there are a few reasons why we should perhaps consider not making these purchases, and the first one is if you've got perfectly good gear, then why is it that you need to replace that gear? If you've got something that's already filling that slot that is really modern and great, like the version that I have, what's the point? Now I can understand maybe if your 70-200 is a 20-year-old version, then that might make some sense to swap it. But if it's the latest version, maybe you can hold off. Maybe if it's going to stretch your budget and break your credit card, you can hold off. That's reason number one. Reason number two, and it started to rain. Reason number two, I don't want to get too, touchy-feely and save the planet and all that sort of thing, but I'm actually that sort of guy, so I'm going to give that to you today. If we are purchasing things that we don't need, it means the world is creating things that maybe it doesn't need to create. And let's just jump to the internet just for a brief second and see how many people can the world sustain. Just give me a moment. So there you go. As you can see on the screen right now, and I'll just highlight it for you, many scientists think the Earth's maximum carrying capacity is 9 to 10 billion people. And we're just about to hit 8 billion people. So that means we're only 2 billion off. We are 80% of the way there. And we are certainly powering through the world's resources faster than we ever have before. So, should we be thinking, when we've got gas, not only do we not need this, but the world needs you to just, and me, to slow down a little bit. I don't want to be too touchy-feely about it all, but I do think in regards to acquiring acquisitions, it is something to think about, is the world and the resources and how far they're going to go. Please don't hate on me in the comments if you don't think this way. I think it's a fair call. The world is a finite place. We do have finite resources. And look, one way you can mitigate this is, of course, to sell your lenses. You can sell them, you can pass them on, they can go to someone else, and then those resources are being reused. And that mitigates some of what we're talking about. And then the final reason, of course, is, well, it's financial. Maybe buying a new piece of gear, it's very easy to get credit in this day and age. Buying a new piece of gear might not actually be financially the best idea. So sometimes it's worthwhile going, you know what, I'm going to put my hands back in my pockets, I'm not going to pull my wallet out, and I'm not going to buy anything today. So yeah, don't get yourself in debt if you don't need it. Of course, if your gear acquisition syndrome is more related to getting something new that you've never got before, so for example for me, that would be the 20mm 1.8. I have never had that focal length before. So I'm thinking heavily about getting that lens as soon as it lands in the next month or so. So if you've got gas and you're worried about how to quelch it, just think, is that a word, quelch? Squelch. Quash.
Quash.
Squash.
Quash.
Squash? Let's just say squash. I know that that's right. If you've got gas and you just want to make sure you squash it for a little while, then think about those few things that we've just talked about. And you can even hire a lens. That's another option. Anyway, this was just a little bit of a fun video talking about something different, talking about psychology for once rather than just talking about specs and gear all the time. And as usual, it has been so good to see you, and you, especially you. You're looking good. You're looking really good. But both of you, you're both looking great. Both of you are looking awesome. So if this is your first time here and you like what you see, please subscribe, please like, please share, helps the world get smarter, I think. If you'd like to see more of the over 150 videos I have right now, just click on the Maddo down there and you can see them. And please, come and visit us in this space that we're in right now. Me and Mark, we would love to see you. But if you want to see me, I'm not here all the time, so send a pigeon out first. We receive pigeons between 9 AM and 3 PM, Tuesday to Saturday. That's the only time they can get in. It's all to do with it. Anyway, see ya.